Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Today's video was brought to us by Patreon supporter Alex. Huge thanks to Alex and the rest of my Patreon supporters. Alex reached out asking for an update to his Anhelo the Painter deck. I suggested going an Aristocrats route because he didn't have an Aristocrats deck and he loved the idea. But before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel and it's free. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Anhelo the Painter is a 3-mana 1/3 legendary vampire assassin with Death Touch. He also says that the first spell we cast each turn has Casualty 2. For those who don't know, Casualty is a modification where we may sacrifice a creature with at least X power, in this case 2. If we do, we copy that spell and can choose new targets for the copy. Now, because it's a modification, Casualty happens before triggers. So we cannot use the newly created Drake token made by Talran Sky Summoner, because that token is created as a response to the spell being cast. Casualty modifies the cast itself. Let me know if that was unclear. Now, I've built Anhelo the Painter as a Spellslinger deck with a bit of Aristocrats. I've tried to keep the balance between the two, but this time I wanted to focus more on the Aristocrat effects. What do I mean by that? Aristocrats is an archetype with 3 pieces that all synergize together. You need creatures to sacrifice, sacrifice outlets, and payoffs for sacrificing your creatures. But that's not all you need in a commander deck. For that, we should turn to our handy-dandy checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. As I'm sure you've heard by now, this channel is sponsored by Ultimate Guard. For the past few years, Ultimate Guard has been hard at work finding ways to protect your cards without damaging the planet, and they have discovered it. Boulders, once made entirely of plastic, are now made of 87% renewable resources. They also come in a variety of sizes, including this new 133 card box. If you're like me, you have a ton of decks, want a little bit of space for your tokens in your deck boxes, and don't want those boxes filling up an entire suitcase, then this box is the perfect solution. Find out if your local game store carries the new Return to Earth boulders from Ultimate Guard, or click on the link down below to order yourself one from Amazon. One more thing before we get started. I've been streaming Final Fantasy XIV over on my other channel, Musings by Danon, every weekday in the afternoons. If you want to pop in and ask some questions, chat about Commander, or just hang out, you're more than welcome to. Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Crumbling Necropolis, Polluted Delta, Bloodstained Mire, Scalding Tarn, Xander's Lounge, Watery Grave, Blood Crypt, Steam Vents, Morphic Pool, Luxury Suite, Training Center, Shipwreck Marsh, Haunted Ridge, Stormcarved Coast, Drowned Catacomb, Dragon Skull Summit, Sulphur Falls, Underground River, Sulphurous Springs, Shivan Reef, Bajuka Bog, Field of the Dead, 2 islands, 1 snow-covered island, 2 swamps, 1 snow-covered swamp, 2 mountains, and 1 snow-covered mountain. Carmella Glamour Thief, Goblin Electromancer, Mahadi Emporium Master, Stormkiln Artist, Solemn Simulacrum, Pitiless Plunderer, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Talisman of Dominance, Talisman of Indulgence, Talisman of Creativity, Dimir Signet, Rakdos Signet, Izzet Signet, Relic of Sauron, and Chromatic Lantern make up our mana ramp package. Archmage Emeritus, Kess Dissident Mage, Village Rites, Demonic Tutor, Big Score, Deadly Dispute, Frantic Search, Mystical Teachings, Thrill of Possibility, Vampiric Rites, and Liliana Dreadhorde General allow us to dig through our deck and find answers and win conditions. Bedevil, Blood for the Blood God. I apologize, I'm legally required to say it like that. Chaos Warp, Infernal Grasp, Malicious Compliance, Narset's Reversal, Rakdos Charm, Reverberate, Worst Fears, Soul Shatter, Dictate of Erebos, Grave Pact, and Feed the Swarm make up our interaction package. Cyclonic Rift and the Meat Hook Massacre help us to reset the board and double his win conditions in certain circumstances. Ghoulcaller Gisa, Woe Strider, Carrion Feeder, Viscera Seer, and Goblin Bombardment allow us to sacrifice our creatures as needed. Bastion of Remembrance, Nadir's Nightblade, Blood Artist, Zulaport Cutthroat, Mirkwood Bats, Mayhem Devil, Agent of the Iron Throne, Sir Conrad the Grim, Impact Tremors, and Vindictive Vampire all serve to drain our opponents out with every creature death. Bloodghast, Gravecrawler, Jadar, Ghoulcaller of Nephalia, Magnus the Red, Talran Sky Summoner, Poppet Stitcher, Grave Titan, Army of the Damned, and Curse of Disturbance all help to create tokens for us to sacrifice. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 49 mana sources split between 33 lands and 16 pieces of ramp. 11 pieces of card advantage. 13 pieces of interaction. 2 board wipes. 2 pieces of graveyard hate in Rakdos Charm and Bojuka Bog. 1 sudden I win card in the Meat Hook Massacre. If we have enough creatures on board, we could murder the entire table, but remember, for each aristocrat we have on board that drains all of our opponents, the needed number of creatures to kill the whole table is reduced. If we have 4 of those effects on board, we only need 10 creatures to kill the table. And 10 creatures isn't hard to get in this deck. Now, Anhelo does a great job of copying spells, so we do still have quite a few in our deck, but most of them are here for card advantage or spot removal. Sacrificing an occasional creature to double up a big score or a bedevil seems like a pretty good deal to me. Remember folks, when you copy a spell that has multiple modes, you copy the chosen modes. So if you cast Rakdos Charm and choose to exile one player's graveyard and then copy Rakdos Charm, you don't get to blow up an artifact. Do you have an Aristocrats deck? Who's your commander? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. One of the tiers is specifically set up for Commander. For only $25, I will build you a custom Commander deck based around your specifications, and even do a deck video on it. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Josh, Sean, Pob Zombie, Mark, Alex, Daniel, Steve, Kevin, Alex, Cookie, Nick, Borgie, Jake, Exiled Rogue, and Bedben. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander deck videos often, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Also, if you're a fan of anime and manga like I am, feel free to check out my other channel, Musings by Danon. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.